Oh, brothers of the axe. It's Joe. I'm tramping down the main drag here in my town. Loaded down with some axes. Hopefully the cops don't get called on me. But I had the bright idea to go walk to the local woods and do some chopping today. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll see what we got. Aho, brothers, we've gotten to a log here. It took some doing. Normally in the fall and the winter, it's pretty easily accessible in these woods, but in the spring and summer here, the overgrowth is so thick, it took me a while to even get back to this little patch of woods here. And to be totally honest with you, I'm not 100% sure of where these property lines go. I saw some no trespassing over there, so I'm going to be quick. And I'm going to be in and out before I'm noticed. But today I have a couple axes from brother Chris O'Connor. Actually, I should say Mr. Chris O'Connor. He is pretty much Maine axe royalty. And I received a couple of these from him in a trade earlier this spring. So this is a Maine pattern double bit from Snow Neally, and this is a 3-pounder. So we're going to do a little chopping with that guy. And then I just tuned this one up. This is the one that you guys might have seen in the previous video that I did, just busting up some firewood in my backyard. And this is another 3-pounder single bit from Snow Neally. So, and this one's actually on the original Snow Neally half too, which is cool. So I'm going to make a couple notches and we'll try to get through this log. This isn't a huge log. This is probably maybe about a 8-inch or so diameter log. Not sure of the wood. It's a good hardwood though. Possibly maybe ash or ironwood or something. I'm not really sure. I'm not an arborist. I don't pretend to be. So anyway, guys, without further ado, I'm going to get the chopping quick and we'll see how these Maine axes do. And I think I'll start with the single bit. Smooth. Really smooth. So there is just a ton of overgrowth here. And I was saying to Nate, brother Nate from Iron Ox on the way over here, I'm gonna have to start a GoFundMe to pay for my chiggers and my Lyme's disease medications. So, all right, guys, without further ado, here we go. Oh, it looks like somebody already bucked this up with a chainsaw at one point. And instead of flipping the camera, I'll just flip this log. Yeah, buddy. Good old hardwood. This thing just powered through it. And again, as usual, it's 95 freaking degrees. This underbrush is so thick I couldn't even see this axe. Oh, this thing bites. Yep. Powered right through that sucker. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Can it split? It sure can. Let's try that single bit out again. Split that sucker right in half. These Maine axes are just bowling through this wood like it's nothing. I breathe in like Darth Vader as I do this. It just sinks in. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. It might be slightly punky, but not like that first log that I chopped last week. Nothing like that. Gonna leave a nice little pile of firewood for somebody. This little 3-pound axe can do some work, boy. Whew. Ooh, doggy. Yeah, guys. I really dig, really dig the snow. All right, guys. Well, as you can see, in summation, these little Maine axes, they do a lot of work. They really out-chop their weight class, I'll say that much. And I attribute it to the profile of these things, this real wedgy pattern. And I know these weren't designed as hardwood axes, and this isn't the hardest hardwood or anything like that, but you know, these things, according to things that I have read and I've confirmed with Mr. O'Connor himself, these came from the factory with a 22.5 degree edge angle. And if you're not super, you know, attuned to bit geometry, 22.5 is pretty aggressive for a factory grind. So pretty interesting. But, you know, from everything that I've read and from the kind of timber that they had up in Maine, it sort of makes sense. It sort of makes sense because it was a lot of pine, a lot of spruce, a lot of softwood. So it made sense that they could get away with a really aggressive grind. And I've just noticed too, from sharpening these Snow Neallys in particular, the steel is not overly hard, which again makes sense. And Nate and I were talking about this via text a couple days ago, and we both attribute that to the fact that the more aggressive grind and the softer steel will allow the edge to roll rather than chip out and possibly break, because you're dealing with, you know, obviously a lot of cold weather up there in Maine. So the potential to, you know, crack out a hard steel bit, I've seen it happen before. As a matter of fact, the axe that my father had for years, probably 25 years, it was his main user axe. He went out there one morning chopping hardwood, chopping firewood, you know, in 0 degree weather, and the whole toe of the axe broke off of his beautiful flint edge double bit. So it happens. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming along on this one. I'm going to pack up and get out of here before I get run off the property by the homeowner. So thanks for coming along, and thanks for checking out these Maine axes, guys. And until the next time, keep the axe waxed. Be good. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Whoops, I've been walking back home for about 4 minutes now, and I'm just seeing this on the way back down to the trail. But I mean, hey, if you don't want people on your property, make your sign a little bit more visible.